Well, folks, when you think of Carlinville institutions, you could, of course, the courthouse comes to mind, the Cannonball Jail. Oh, throw in one of the greatest hotel, motel names of all time, Carlinville. And you get into that list, and of course, everyone in their top 5, top 3, or whatever is going to have Broom Orchards. And we have the new owners in the house, Marcus and Kelsey Rutherford, and getting settled in. And thanks to both of you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, made the jump from Louisiana. What inspired both of you to just reboot your lives and take on this iconic business?
Well, we were born and raised in Carlinville. We spent the first 18 years of our lives here before we went off to school, and I studied forestry down at SIU Carbondale, and decided to pursue that further and get a master's degree at LSU in Baton Rouge. And Kelsey, she was a nurse. She studied nursing at St. Louis U, and she moved down there with me when I enrolled at LSU, and we just really fell in love with that area, fell in love with the people and the culture down there, and decided to make that our home once I had wrapped up my master's degree. But after spending 14 years down there, starting our family, we have 3 wonderful kids. It just kind of dawned on us that it would really be a lot nicer to be closer to family, closer to home, closer to the community and the people that raised us and we grew up with. So we started contemplating how do we get back home, and what does that look like for us? And then we saw Facebook posts around that same time that Jeff and Lisa Broom were selling their orchard, Broom Orchard. We had been coming to that since we were kids. Like you mentioned, it's kind of an institution around Carlinville and Macoupin County, and it just kind of thought, well, maybe we could make that work. Maybe that would be a good way to make a living and raise our kids. So discussions started, and kind of went back and forth, and ultimately got comfortable with everything, and decided to take the plunge and move back to Carlinville.
Well, you do know, Kelsey, that a nurse has nothing to do with a nursery. That's my bad joke. See, I torture everybody with bad jokes. It's just, I can imagine, when you think of small town living in the more carefree parts of it, Broom has to be one of those things like, the fall, the hay rides, whatever other traditions, and of course, the swarm of people who want apples right there, picking off the tree, watching knowing where your food comes from. It's a kind of a special atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we take a lot of pride in having the opportunity to provide food for our community, experiences, those kinds of things. And like you touched on, there's almost no better atmosphere to raise your kids in than something like that. So that's something we always kind of wanted and desired. I grew up out in the country. She grew up out in the country. We both of our families farmed. We didn't grow up farming, but very adjacent to it. And it just seemed like that was the lifestyle we wanted to create for our kids.
How tough of a call was it for you, Kelsey, to leave behind medicine? Because I know nursing can be a meat grinder, and after a few years, some people step away or find something within medicine. Was that part of the motivation too? That boy, you just had been through so much.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely burnout in the medical field is there, and it's nice to step away for a bit and try something different, and it played a little part. Main thing though was getting back to family, I think, was our biggest pull, but yeah, it definitely played a little part in it.
Well, the neat thing about this, obviously, the Broom folks are very passionate about the family name and everything, and everything, the way it's touched families over the generations. And I understand that they are still a part of things and helping you get through the transition.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better situation. Jeff and Lisa have been very gracious and helping us kind of get started, get our feet wet. They've been there kind of every step along the way, advising us, telling us how these are the way that we did things. That you're obviously welcome to do things differently, but this is what worked for us. This is what didn't work for us. And they've been really helpful along the way and very instrumental in getting us up to this point anyway. So they've been great, and kind of like you alluded to as well. We plan on keeping the Broom Orchard name for the time being that we're taking over such a a landmark business in the community. Everybody knows the name. They know where to find us, how to find us. So until folks get to know us a little bit better, it just made sense to keep the Broom Orchard name the same, and we'll reevaluate that as we go on. If we want to put our own name on the orchard or something different, we'll evaluate that as time goes. But we felt like just taking this over, it made a lot of sense to keep that up there, and I think it's going well so far.
Well, like you said, you're passionate about forestry and timber. How much more exciting is it to harvest something from a tree?
Yeah.
Than just to maintain it at all.
Yeah, I'm used to growing trees for a long time, and then just cutting boards out of them. But it's gratifying. It's a totally new ball of wax learning fruit trees versus timber trees, but there is a lot of similarities and things I can draw from my education as far as soils and herbicide management and tree growth and health, that kind of stuff. But it's very different. I was blessed to have a very good career before this. I caught on with a large private landowner, A. Wilbert Sons, in Plaquemine, Louisiana, and they were phenomenal. I couldn't speak more highly of working for them. It was a family-owned landowner, and I helped manage their timber for them for over 10 years, and so it even started helping them more in a precision ag capacity with sugarcane. They grow a lot of sugarcane there, which was very exciting for me to kind of get to learn over the last few years about a new crop like that. I didn't know anything about sugarcane until I started working there. So that's a very interesting thing. And then I kind of just rolled that into learning about apples and peaches and blackberries and all the things we've got going on here. And it's exciting getting to do that for ourselves, So it's been an exciting challenge so far.
Kelsey, going back to childhood, what are your favorite memories of the orchard?
Coming out there and really just getting the fresh apples, picking apples from the tree, and doing the festivals, going around to see the vendors, and of course the cider is probably the favorite thing out of all of it.
Thinking about this, when you try to keep traditions going and get kids away from screens once in a while. Mm-hmm. Just sounds like the orchard is that kind of place where you plug in, okay, there's a relatable experience that reminds me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think what's the new trend now? The 90s childhood or something.
Nostalgic.
90s, yeah. We're 90s kids ourselves.
We're reliving it right now.
It's a great way for kids to get out of the house, and that's one of the things we'd love to kind of focus on as we take over more, is just provide more opportunities for young families to come out and spend some time with us, and not just around the festivals, but on on random fall days and weekends and stuff. We'd love to have them come out and spend a couple hours out there,
enjoy nature, see trees. Enjoy the fall air,
away from the tablets and stuff like that. Like you said, we that's a struggle for us as parents with 3 young kids. It's look, they're great babysitters. They are effective at that, but I think we all know too much is a bad thing, and it's great to be able to just get out and unplug, and we love providing that opportunity to the community.
Well, we talked about Kelsey being in medicine, but I guess you're kind of in the business of tree medicine. And what, when you look out there at the orchard, what did the Brooms do to keep that in tip-top shape? Because, I mean, I'm sure some people think, take the tractor, dump the seeds, hope there's enough rain.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not how it works.
No, I mean it's a ton of work. It's even more than I anticipated coming into it. But it doesn't happen overnight. You have to be diligent. You have to be diligent about your pest management program and making sure you're keeping everything at bay. Fruit trees compared to a lot of your native trees, they're a little wimpy. Everything wants to attack a fruit tree from an insect, a fungal diseases. So you've really got to stay on top of your program and make sure your trees are in healthy shape. And Jeff's been doing it his whole life, and he's been passing on everything he knows to me, which has been great, because I kind of had a starting point of nothing coming into this, but I've been really trying to pick it up and getting involved with the Illinois Specialty Growers Association, kind of trying to educate ourselves and connect with other growers and see how they do things. So that no orchardist is going to do everything the same, and every orchard is going to require a different set of circumstances. It's just about learning what you need to be doing and what works best for your orchard. And Jeff knows that piece of property really well and has done a good job at kind of conveying and transferring that knowledge onto us. But no, they've his family. I think he told me they moved in there in 1968 and been growing apples and peaches there ever since. So there's a ton of institutional knowledge that comes with that.
Well, what kind of reception have you both had so far since the announcement, and just kind of gradually making your way up here, Kelsey? And I know, like you said, here off and on since January, just what kind of response have you had from folks? I know you throw familiar faces into it for starters.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great connecting with folks that we hadn't seen in years, and meeting some new folks along the way. I think universally everyone is really excited for us. They're excited that we're keeping it an orchard. With American agriculture is really under a lot of pressure right now. You're seeing solar development, wind farms, data centers, new subdivisions and developments coming up and taking a lot of valuable prime farmland and turning it into those kinds of things. And as a lot of folks, especially growing up in rural communities like this, they don't want those things in their backyard. They don't want them in their community, and that's a constant threat. So, very easily that orchard, if we hadn't wanted to buy it, who knows what the future would have held. And I think I may be speaking out of turn here, but I think I get the sense that a lot of folks may have felt like they took it for granted, having such a great orchard right here in their backyard, and it wasn't until the threat that, hey, this thing's selling, and who knows what's going to happen to it. I think people kind of had a renewed wow, we're really lucky to have this, and we're really grateful that we are taking it on and keeping it an orchard, and we don't take that lightly. Kelsey and I don't. We're very happy about that. But I've also been joking with everybody. It's been pretty universal that I've heard from folks two things when I talk to them about taking over the orchard. Number one, they're really happy, they're excited for us, and two, they're quick to tell us that don't screw up that cider recipe. Don't touch it, don't do anything. And I said I don't have any plans on it. So
outside of that, everybody's been really supportive and encouraging.
Very, very supportive. So it's I think a lot of folks are really happy. Like I said, that we're maintaining an orchard. We're trying to keep a lot of the same traditions that folks know and love about Broom Orchard, and then putting our own spin on things as well. So
the following is a advisory. The following statement will contain heavy sarcasm. For folks who are too literal, please stay calm, do not panic. Well, that's a shame, because I love the beauty of a good old data center. Big old rectangle with no windows.
Yeah, everybody wants one of those in their backyard, right?
Orchards are a dime a dozen. No, seriously. Hopefully people, speak enough sarcasm there. Yeah, it just, when you think of the future, that's a beautiful thing, because I think there was that Wolverine movie that was in the future, and a bunch of autonomous big rigs, and just this But were you you were both the part of any of the cabbie sports? Or
Oh,
anything?
absolutely.
You had that look.
Yeah.
You looked like you could still suit up.
I don't know about that, but no. Kelsey and I both graduated 2008, class of 2008, Carlinville High School. I played football and baseball. Also was on I think one of the first years when they started the Carlinville Claybusters trap shooting team. That was it's been forever ago, but and they've gone on and done great things since then. The folks taking over that trap shooting program. But yeah, at Carlinville High, football and baseball for me. And
I was part of the cabaret team.
she was on the dance team.
Yep.
Yeah, so
4 years of high school.
yeah, and dearly loved it. And I driving past the football field, it looks a lot nicer than when I played on it. Just it's really nice, and I know they've had a lot of success over the years since we had a lot of success before we were there and a lot of after. So,
well, it looks like we're about to see a guy play on Sundays. So, Kyle Dixon.
I've been following his career on the outskirts. That's awesome.
So, will there be any temptation to do any Cavalier cheers when he gets the first down?
No.
Well, shoot.
Those days are over for me.
I hate when that happens. Did you ever envision coming back, or is this just one of those things? Because a lot of people, they go away, they think, I'm never coming back there. Not that no offense to my hometown, I loved it, but I just think my destiny is out here, and so on and so forth.
I don't think I never had a negative view of Carlinville, or never had that attitude like, oh, I'm never moving back there. I kind of just like to remain open to the universe, I guess, and life just kind of took Kelsey and I down to Louisiana. That's just the way we weren't looking to get away or escape anything like that. It's just that's where opportunities took us. And to be honest with you, I think for most of our time down there, we really thought we could spend the rest of our lives down here in Louisiana. And I think Kelsey and I are both the type of folks that we can kind of be content just about anywhere. We can find happiness in a lot of different situations. But as you start having kids and they start to get older and get more involved in things, you look for a little bit more of to lean back on your support system, which is nice to have family close by, and then also you want to see your kids grow up surrounded by family. That's how we both were, and that desire just kind of really got stronger over the last couple of years after we started having kids, and was like, man, we were really liked it. And at times we weren't sure we wanted to move back to. We thought we might want to move back to the area, but weren't sure if it would be Carlinville specifically. But when we would come back for Christmas or during the summer and spend time around Carlinville, it just kind of became clear. I was like, no, Carlinville is really where we want to be. We love this town. We love the people here. I don't want to be 45 minutes from here. I want to be right here. So that picture really kind of became clear the last couple of years.
I can imagine you've seen enough that it's just been reaffirming to see the things in this town. The people that got together, got their hands dirty, raised incredible money for the playground project, the fundraising when that Sleep in Heavenly Peace was a victim of crime there. And today, I mean, everything coming together. We're speaking to you here on the Jubilee Day, and people didn't say, well, it's going to rain. I'm just going to mail it in, and sorry, tough luck for you guys.
Yeah.
There's a special community spirit, and I'm sure that you just see, boy, you know what, we made the right call.
I think it's unmatched. This is it really fills your heart looking around and seeing stuff like this. Exactly. It reaffirms our decision. Like, this is where we want to be. This is where we need to be. And Carlinville just has some of the best people in the world. And Kelsey and I have traveled all around and in our days, and met some wonderful folks and made some lifelong friends down there in Louisiana as well. Very dear friends. But there's just nothing like Carlinville, I think, and these rural communities here is just there's a connectedness, I think, that you just don't find in a lot of places, and we're grateful to be back and part of it.
Well, I talked about the spirit of the residents. I can imagine it's encouraging. the chamber kind of hit the reset switch, blew it up, and started over. 3 years in, they're just on fire, and seeing the way the business community seems to have a lot of, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
That's just got to be a great thing to walk into.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm honestly, I'm not very privy to what, how it used to be or what the chamber, how it used to function and operate. But I have been paying attention the last couple of years and seeing how amazing they've been doing. And like you said, it's just like there's a togetherness amongst all the businesses, and it's that's just so refreshing to see. And I don't think outside of small towns like this, you don't get that a lot of times. So it's awesome.
So for folks who haven't been in a while, let's just recap what you do over at the orchard.
Yeah, so we grow, the main things we do are we grow peaches and apples. And we are very lucky that our first year we are blessed with a bumper crop so far. So I don't want to count the chickens till they come home. We've got, you never want to count on anything till it's in the bin and headed out the door. But we've got a really good looking peach crop out there. We'll have our Red Haven peaches coming into the market, and we'll be open and offering all of our market goodies. Kelsey's been hard at work ordering jams, jellies, spreads, all of our country market goods that we offer at the orchard. And then apples will be coming on, late August, mid to late August. We'll start having some of our early apple varieties will come on. And then right around the early September, sometime 1st of September, Labor Day neighborhood, we'll start offering our sweet cider. And the Broom family has been doing the apple and pumpkin festivals as well, and we plan on keeping that tradition alive on the same weekends. The third weekend in September for the Apple Festival, the second weekend in October for the Pumpkin Festival. I also forgot to mention we do grow pumpkins as well. We've got over 4 acres of pumpkins growing. We got really lucky with those too. They're coming up looking fabulous right now, so we'll have a really nice couple fields for you pick pumpkins starting in September. And of course on that pumpkin festival and on the second weekend in October as well. So we'll also have planning on having a corn maze. We'll have some sunflowers for photo opportunities. We have you pick on apples. We do not offer you pick peaches, but we do have you pick apples, which will be coming on late August, early September. And yeah, we would like to be able to incorporate some more activities for the kids out there to do, and we've kind of just been brainstorming on what kind of other events or things we can do to draw people out to the orchard this fall. But that's kind of the gist of what we offer out at Broom Orchard.
I know, strangely enough, sometimes people don't think of it as farming. That's exactly what it is, but I have to think there's got to be a little more joy to it. The corn farmer, there's some guys will have, say, up front in the farm, a sweet corn for sale or something that's kind of like an offshoot of their business. But you're not taking it off to a grain elevator. You're not, waiting for market forces. I mean, obviously there are market forces, but it's just got to be more satisfying, especially when you put it in that bag with that name on it and people pick up the bag and there's just no middleman.
Yeah.
100%, we're not growing a commodity. And look, I've got a lot of friends that do. I've got a lot of good friends that are grain farmers, and that's the only way of life they know, and they love it. And I love that they love it, but I don't think that life was ever for me. But we do love the idea that we're providing food for our neighbors, in our community. We know that we're selling them this food, and they're taking it home and eating it and sharing it with their with the other folks in our community that we know and love. And being able to have a connection with your customers. They walk in, you get to talk to them. You get to talk. How's the crop doing? How's things going? How's your kids? How's the family? You don't get that with the big commodities and stuff. And I'm a people person. I love connecting with people and talking. So I'm excited to have folks come out to the orchard and visit us and talk about how we're doing.
I can imagine it's a thrill, because I'm sure sometimes you see somebody walking out to the car and they're not waiting until they get home to sample.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, just can't wait.
Well, that's outstanding. And the one thing I'm probably not that aware of is the split. I mean, do you raise a bunch of these apples and peaches for grocery stores, I assume?
We do not. So almost everything we grow, we sell at retail out of our market, out at the orchard. If in the event we do have some excess, some surplus crop that we just can't move, or there is some opportunity to do some wholesale. We may sell to some other growers that may be short on something. I have noticed that some of the northern areas, northern Indiana, Pennsylvania, Ohio, they got really hammered with some late spring freezes, and their crop is not. They just weren't blessed with a really good crop this year, and so there's some growers and orchards up there that will probably be looking for growers that have extra crop to get their hands on and satisfy their customers. So we'll have those opportunities as well. But no, for the most part, most of everything we grow is going to be sold right out of our market.
So it's already you're already part of a bigger family. That's got to be neat, as opposed to. I'm sure there were great relationships when you were working down there with timber and converting it, but this whole business occasionally dealing with someone else in the business of raising apples, peaches, or whatever, that's got to be pretty neat.
It's a tight-knit community. It's very small, and I've found that it's very welcoming too. You never know. Sometimes some of these industries, they can be a little cutthroat. They can be competitive, and folks are really tight-lipped and don't want to help out or share ideas. But so far, I mean, since we joined up with the Illinois Specialty Growers Association and got to meet some of the other growers in the state of Illinois and especially our area, it's been nothing but supportive and welcoming. And hey, if you ever need anything, just call me. And they mean that too. They're not just playing lip service. So I've reached out to a couple folks on some things and have been very helpful and responsive. So it's a good. We're very glad and proud to be part of this community.
Well, I can't wait to get out there, and can't wait for the fall. You do pumpkins, right?
We do pumpkins, yep.
Yeah. The pumpkin thing is, I know, a lot of fun. Yeah. And I think the internet and social media has just added interest to me. And again, we're close to Pekin, the capital of pumpkin growing. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure there are people who ask questions like, how do I get it bigger? I want to have 1,000-pound pumpkin in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's kind of a new obsession.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, I don't know how you get one of those 1,000 pounds. I think it takes a lot of water, and I don't have any plans or desire to grow one that big, because somebody's got to move it if they do. So I got a forklift, but not one that big.
What happened to Carlinville's water supply? Amazoners? No, 1,000-pound pumpkins.
Big pumpkins, yeah.
Well, Kelsey and Marcus Rutherford, any final thoughts? Anything else we need to know?
We just want to express how glad we are to be back in Carlinville, and we look forward to seeing everybody this summer and fall coming out and buying peaches and apples and all the other goods we have to offer. And we'll be open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, Sundays from 12 to 5, and we plan on staying open past Halloween into November a little bit. We'll just see how the crop holds out and what the desire is for apples at that time. But that's the plan. So starting July 7th into November, we'll be out there every day. So please come out and see us. That's 12803 Broom Road in Carlinville, Illinois.
All right. Well, thanks to both of you for joining us, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.